Imagine a world where you can quiet your mind, be fully present in each moment, and experience life without the clutter of unnecessary thoughts. This is the essence of Zen Buddhism, a practice that has not only transformed millions of people in the East but has also made a deep impact on Western spirituality. In today's video, we'll explore how Zen Buddhism, introduced to the West by groundbreaking figures like Suzuki and Alan Watts, reshaped Western thought and spirituality. We'll delve into how Zen's teachings on mindfulness, simplicity, and direct experience influenced modern spiritual movements, meditation practices, and even Western art and literature. Welcome to the Unfolding Journey YouTube channel. Let's begin with the video. The arrival of Zen Buddhism in the West. The journey of Zen Buddhism from the temples of China and Japan to the Western world began in earnest during the late 19th and early 20th centuries, as Eastern spirituality began to captivate the intellectual and spiritual curiosity of the West. This cross-cultural exchange was facilitated by scholars, religious leaders, and philosophers who sought to bridge the gap between the traditions of the East and the rapidly industrializing and materialistic West. The figure most responsible for the introduction of Zen Buddhism to Western audiences was D.T. Suzuki, 1870 to 1966. Suzuki, a Japanese philosopher and scholar of Zen, was one of the first to translate and explain Zen teachings for a Western audience. His works, including essays in Zen Buddhism, profoundly influenced Western intellectuals and spiritual seekers. Suzuki's eloquent articulation of Zen's key concepts such as mindfulness, the emptiness of the self, and direct experience of the present moment resonated deeply with Western thinkers who were grappling with the alienation and fragmentation of modern life. As Suzuki's influence grew, Zen's teachings began to spread in intellectual circles and beyond. His work laid the foundation for later Western figures to explore Zen more directly, helping the West appreciate the depth and power of Buddhist philosophy. Alan Watts, the bridge between Zen and the West. Another crucial figure in the transmission of Zen to the West was Alan Watts, 1915 to 1973, a British philosopher, writer, and speaker who popularized Eastern thought in the 1960s and 1970s. Watts brought Zen Buddhism to a wider audience, combining his intellectual training with a charismatic speaking style that made complex Eastern concepts accessible to the average person. Through his books like The Way of Zen and his many lectures, Watts became one of the key voices in introducing Zen ideas to the countercultural movements of the 1960s and 1970s. Watts emphasized Zen's core principle of experiencing life directly without the interference of preconceived ideas or conceptual thinking. He drew parallels between Zen's emphasis on living in the present moment and Western existentialism's focus on individual experience. However, where existentialism often focused on personal anxiety and the search for meaning in an indifferent world, Watts presented Zen as a means of transcending the self altogether. His accessible explanations of meditation, mindfulness, and the Zen perspective on life offered a fresh spiritual alternative to the materialistic culture of the time. Zen and its influence on modern spiritual movements. The arrival of Zen in the West came at a time when many Westerners were disillusioned with traditional religious institutions, which were often seen as outdated or overly dogmatic. Zen's emphasis on personal experience and direct realization made it an attractive alternative for those seeking a more experiential form of spirituality. This shift in spiritual seeking had a lasting impact on various movements, particularly in the 1960s and beyond. One of the most significant ways Zen influenced Western spirituality was through the growth of mindfulness and meditation practices. Initially rooted in Zen and Tibetan Buddhism, mindfulness meditation became widely adopted in the West as a secular practice for reducing stress, improving mental health, and enhancing overall well-being. This phenomenon is perhaps best exemplified by the work of Jon Kabat-Zinn and the development of mindfulness-based stress reduction, MBSR, which incorporates many principles of Zen meditation. Zen's emphasis on mindfulness, the practice of being fully present in each moment, has found fertile ground in the West, where people are often caught up in a fast-paced, distracted existence. In a world dominated by technology, consumerism, and an ever-increasing pace of life, Zen's call to slow down and engage directly with the present moment has become more relevant than ever. The lasting legacy of Zen in the West. Today, the influence of Zen Buddhism on Western spirituality, philosophy, and culture is profound and enduring. Many of the meditation and mindfulness techniques that have become mainstream in the West, whether in therapeutic settings, corporate environments, or schools, are deeply rooted in Zen practices. In addition, Zen continues to shape philosophical discussions around the nature of self, consciousness, and reality. Westerners who turn to Zen often do so in search of a path that values experiential knowledge over theoretical dogma, a path that encourages them to engage with the world directly and without distraction. Zen's legacy in the West, then, is not merely in its teachings but in the transformative effect it has had on how people think about spirituality, life, and the nature of reality itself. As we've explored, Zen Buddhism's impact on Western spirituality has been profound, with figures like D.T. Suzuki and Alan Watts acting as bridges between the East and West. Through their efforts, Zen teachings found a fertile ground in the West, inspiring spiritual movements, meditation practices, and even influencing the arts and literature. Zen has helped shape a new way of thinking, one that prioritizes direct experience, mindfulness, and the simplicity of being present in the moment. Whether in meditation, therapy, or art, Zen continues to influence the Western world in countless ways. Thank you for joining us on this unfolding journey through the transformative impact of Zen on Western spirituality. If you found this video enlightening, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to our channel for more deep dives into philosophy, history, and spirituality. And don't forget to hit the notification bell so you won't miss any of our upcoming videos. Until next time, stay mindful, stay curious, and keep exploring the unfolding journey.